Welcome to Digital Learning, an initiative of Directorate of Collegiate Education, Government of Karnataka. Cultivating Professional Guides for Humanity is an essay written by Hema Raghavan, which is prescribed for 3rd semester BCom General English, Bengaluru North University. I am Nandana NG, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Grade College, Bagipalli, affiliated to Bengaluru North University. Professional Guides to Cultivating Humanity by Hema Raghavan is a simple but thought-provoking essay about the requirement of the hour. In this essay, Hema Raghavan, though she belongs to the software sector, yet she has written this essay considering that how she is surrounded by machines and she has realized how she has lost the human contact or the human element in her conversation. So through the course of this essay, she recollects how she had received an email, and through the course of the email, it gave rise to many thoughts in her mind which she has put across in this essay, wherein she gives us simple suggestions on how to implement them in our life to make our life better. What are the learning objectives of this session? The learning objectives of this session, the student can learn that in this era of digital technology, people are dependent on machines. Ironically, the student is listening to the session through the help of either a mobile or a laptop there. Yes, digital technology is here to stay, but then somewhere we are completely dependent on machines. We need to ignite spark for happy life. That spark seems to be missing in our life. That human element, the human touch, the laugh, the smile, these seems to be missing in our life. And we also have to understand that we should be happy with ourselves, our family and our country for that matter. By looking at only the flaws and only the negative aspect, we also make our lives much miserable. So overall, we have to project India in a much better sense. We also have to count on each other for sustenance on the earth. Yes, without being dependent on the other person, we cannot survive on our own. Even if we are alone, but then at some point or the other, for something or the other, we require the others' help. So we have to count on each other for sustenance. We have to smile to be working, to be happy and alive. Without working, we cannot survive. But we have to work, but make sure we have a smile on our face, and in turn, it will help us to be alive. The session outcome. At the end of the session, the students will be able to understand the requirement of the 6 professions needed to be carried and practiced by everyone. We need not wait for the spark to fall from heaven. Why do we expect God to come down from heaven and bring about miracles in our life? We can only ignite the spark within ourselves and bring about the necessary changes. A crowd is not a company. Yes, there are two different words here I would like to differentiate. Being alone and lonely. Being alone is when you are the only person in a room or when you are the only person anywhere. Then you can define yourself as being alone. But lonely is the feeling of loneliness you get. This feeling of loneliness you can get even when you are surrounded by people. So in that context, this Francis Bacon's quote, "A crowd is not a company," is very appropriate. You might be surrounded by many people, but yet the feeling of loneliness can be there. There are only contacts but no connection. We have innumerable contacts, we have so many online friends, but that connection or that feel, the warmth is not present in all. The culture regionally is unable to view others without prejudice. We seem to have this prejudiced view about how only our culture is superior and how the other cultures are inferior. We have to let go of this prejudice and open our eyes and have a better perspective. We also have to become artists. We have to have an artistic eye to see the colors and the life and the spark that is available in life. There is newness yet rootedness in our society. Somewhere human beings are in the transition phase. We seem to be stuck to our roots, but always the newness on the horizon is also beckoning us. We feel like going towards the newness or the new adventures that are outside, but somewhere we are held back by our rootedness or our own prejudices. Let us try to revise the lesson here. The essay starts for Hema Raghavan when she received a thoughtful New Year email message which began with the phrase "urgently needed," and it continued, "6 professionals are required," or 6 people are required urgently to make life beautiful. But then what are the six professionals that are required? An electrician to ignite the spark among the relationships, an optician to change our perspective and make our focus much better, an artist to draw a smile on the face of everyone, a construction worker to demolish the barriers and reconstruct society, a gardener to cultivate the thoughts in our mind and make our actions better, and finally a maths teacher to count our blessings and good fortune. The irony is everyone has it within us, but none is completely aware of it. We all have the six required professional attitudes amongst ourselves. It's just that we are not aware of our inherent potential. Matthew Arnold's quote, "We wait for the spark to fall from heaven," is completely appropriate here. We keep waiting for miracles to happen when we ourselves can bring about the necessary change. We fail to live with the carried tradition and modernity. Maybe the one of the important reasons as to why we are struggling in the present world is because of this particular problem. Somewhere we feel stuck to tradition and rootedness, and as a reason we are unable to adapt to modern life, modernity, etc. Maybe by implementing the six professional attitudes in our life might become much better. So the author wants all of us to be in different professions to retain, sustain and develop humanity. Any profession for that matter can contribute as a strength to the nation. No profession is inferior. Every profession is very important. So likewise, amongst all the professions, by using these six professional guides, we can make our lives better. Let us try to recap, or let us try to recollect all the six concepts briefly. First and foremost, how will it help us by becoming an electrician? By becoming an electrician, we can light up the relationship and the togetherness that has been lost. We can ignite the spark in our communication. The electrical current made of words, emotions, feelings and recognition can be again restarted. The loss of interpersonal rapport that has occurred due to the advent of modern technology can be made right by using human connection. When you are conversing with a person, when you look at the person, the eye contact that is present in the communication is never there in the modern technological communication. When you converse with a person, the way the person talks, the tone of the voice, the way he or she gesticulates, the gestures, all this adds to the communication. So somewhere this human element is missing. There is free flow of current interpersonal communication. If only we become an electrician and we ignite the spark within ourselves, it will lead to the free flow of current and interpersonal communication. So interpersonal rapport, or it will become more personal in communication. We have, as an electrician, we have to repair the fuse to regain the lost sense of sight, smell, hearing, touch and taste. Next, according to the situation, we have to become an optician. Why should we become an optician? Because the need for balance of inherited cultural legacy with the new accelerating culture seems to keep us divided. So if as an optician we are able to open our eyes for a better vision and change our perspective, then we will be able to live in a better way. There is a myth that we are connected in modern life. It's true, we are connected definitely in modern life, but that connection seems to be missing. We are connected, but then that human element is not there. So we need to be an optician to adjust our focus. We have to change our perspective. We have to change our outlook for a better life. We have to stop becoming prejudiced and open our minds and try to assimilate more knowledge, and all the positive aspects in various cultures can be assimilated in our life for better living. We have to accept and also bring about a balance in tradition and modernity for humanity to develop. An artist. What is the requirement of an artist? All of us have the quality of an artist, but then if you are an artist, it will give scope to correct, and it will also help us to take measures to improve our life. We need to draw a smile to see the beautiful and colorful life in harmony. We also have to have artistic eyes to live life better. Only if you have an artistic eye, you will be able to look at the positivity that is there in the life, and if you are able to recognize positivity, you will be able to enjoy it much better. Yes, in that context, humor is there. Humor is prevalent everywhere, but not the humor that brings about genuine merriment. In fact, most of the humor that we see on TV is the forced comedy or the slapstick comedy or comedy which dissects and destroys another person. If we are laughing at another person, how can it make us happy? That is not genuine happiness, or that is not humor. If we are really having a sense of humor, then we should be able to laugh at our own flaws. So if we are an artist, then we should first draw a smile on our face. Construction worker. By becoming a construction worker, every citizen can contribute to the rebuilding of society. First and foremost, we should demolish the existing barriers that are prevalent in the society. All the barriers like caste, creed, race, religion, gender, bias, etc. All sorts of barriers are there. And first, we should demolish the existing barriers. We should try to build bridges to reconcile the dividing forces and then reconstruct the society. Only a construction worker can do this. By reconstructing the society, a new society can emerge which is free from social evils and hatred. And for that, everybody, every common citizen should become a construction worker. So the change should start from ourselves. We should first stop emulating the prejudices, and then only we can reconcile ourselves. A gardener. A gardener is a person who tends to a piece of earth and makes it into a presentable garden. By becoming a gardener of our own mind, we can cultivate the garden of our mind with good thoughts, and as a result, our actions and words also will become good in turn. Modernization has made us forget the pleasures of gardening. Yes, we have lost touch. Touch with the routinary work of the agrarian society, and as a result, we have missed out on the simple pleasures of gardening. Everyone is a gardener at heart, that's true. We always sow ideas, but then most of the time we tend to neglect the idea. If only the ideas that are sown into our mind are watered or nourished, it will realize into flowers, or it will bloom into a flower. We have to first cultivate our mind. Cultivating good thoughts is very essential for peaceful living. Most of us are by igniting the dormant gardener within us, we can bring about a cultivated mind. By cultivating good thoughts, we can harvest a peaceful life. If our mind is peaceful, then our actions also will be along those lines, and as a result, our interaction with others also will be on the peaceful side, and humanity in general will be peaceful. Last but not the least, we have to become also a maths teacher according to the situation. Mathematics as a subject is an integral part of everybody's daily life. Mathematics is a discipline that will run our daily life. Yes, mathematics is a very strict subject. Only if you are disciplined, you can assimilate the subject. Yes, by becoming a maths teacher, we can instill discipline that will run our daily life. We use maths for all sorts of things. It is present in measurements like for recipe, while going to the bank or any bank transactions for that matter, to calculate interest, income tax, etc. So mathematics is there everywhere. But why only confine it to the commercial activities? Why don't we use mathematics in our human behavior? Like for example, the simple mathematic terms like addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. If we can only add the friends, if we can only count the blessings, if we can subtract the negativity from our life, if we can multiply our friends and multiply our joy, and if we are able to divide all our fortune or all our well-being amongst all ourselves, then the society will be a better place. Human beings are pivot, and everything related to humanity revolves around it. We have to cultivate mathematics to cultivate humanity. The things to remember through the course of this session are: we have to become an electrician to light up the relationship, an optician to change the outlook of life, an artist to draw a smile on the faces, a construction worker to reconstruct the society, a gardener to cultivate good thoughts and good acts, a maths teacher to cultivate humanity by counting on each other. Pertaining to this last session, the assignment the teacher can read out in the class. Write a paragraph in about 80 to 100 words on, there are two questions provided here. Is modern society disintegrated? And the second question is, what type of reconstruction of society is needed today? The second assignment, make a chart describing all 6 professions which are required to add colors to the nation's life. A group discussion also can follow. Divide your class into 2 groups and discuss the below mentioned topic. How to bring integrity in modern world. Reference used for this session. Thank you.